After breaking the ceasefire in Gaza with airstrikes, Israel returned to ground invasion. Israeli Defense Minister Katz threatened Gaza residents, saying, "If Hamas does not listen to Trump and give up the hostages, you will pay the price." Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu went to the West Bank and signaled an invasion.
Israel, which broke the 2-month ceasefire in Gaza and continued the massacre, also resumed ground attacks. The Israeli army had created the Netzarim corridor to separate the north of Gaza from the south. After the ceasefire agreement signed in January, Israeli troops withdrew from this corridor so that Gazans could return to the northern areas. Now the invasion is back on track. Having broken the ceasefire, the Israeli army is returning to the Netzarim corridor in violation of another clause. This means that Gazans will not be able to move freely in their own territory. The Israeli army also announced the start of ground attacks on the coastal Beit Lahiya area in the northern Gaza Strip. The Netanyahu administration, which does not allow aid to enter the region and has completely cut off electricity, has also increased the dose of its threats. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz openly threatened Gaza residents. "Listen to the calls of U.S. President Donald Trump," he said, "or you will pay the price."
Gaza residents, this is the last warning. The attacks on Hamas terrorists were the first step. The next will be more difficult, and you will pay the price. If all hostages are not released and Hamas is not expelled from Gaza, Israel will use force like you have never seen before.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is not content with Gaza. He is also stepping up the pressure in the occupied West Bank. Visiting a secret base in the region, Netanyahu said, "We are aware that a broader and more intense front can be opened here."
I am at the secret base in Judea and Samaria. They are fighting terrorists. This has always been important, but it is even more important now in the intense war we are fighting against Hamas in Gaza. We are aware that a wider and more intense front can be opened here in Judea and Samaria.
But Netanyahu is under fire for breaking the ceasefire and risking the lives of Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza. The Israeli Prime Minister's decision to dismiss Ronen Bar, the head of the domestic intelligence agency Shin Bet, has only added to the anger. In Jerusalem, protesters were intervened with tanks.